I was scrolling on Twitter earlier today, minding my business as usual, and I stumbled across a story so wild, I had to double check if it was a movie plot. Now listen, this one's gonna have the boys seriously tripped out, especially when it comes to who they've been getting busy with. And ladies? Yeah, this might make you want to rethink who your influencer bestie really is. This is the kind of story where two friends, just regular people, somehow ended up caught in voodoo vibes they couldn't escape. Like legit black magic. No, haha, funny TikTok witch stuff. This is the real deal. So how did it all go down? What even happened? Without further ado, let's dive straight into this chaos. I never believed in the supernatural. Not really. But voodoo ruined my life. I do regular hookups and offer escort services with my friend. In all honesty, I've always been prettier than her. People say so. Yet, somehow men always picked her over me. Every time. No matter how much effort I put in, how I dressed, how I moved, men were drawn to her like she carried some invisible magnet.
It haunted me.
For weeks, I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. One evening, I confronted her, asked her what her secret was. At first, she was hesitant, really hesitant. But after enough pushing, she finally gave in. She made me promise, swear, that I'd never tell a soul. My heart was pounding. Something felt off, but curiosity had its claws in me. I agreed. That night, she took me to a place I'll never forget, an abandoned building, deep in the shadows of the city where no one ever went. The air was thick with rot and silence. Inside, we met an old woman, ancient, hunched, her eyes too dark, too deep. She greeted my friend like an old companion and invited us into a room that reeked of burnt herbs and blood. It was a shrine. She looked at me without blinking. Somehow, she already knew why I was there. "You want what she has," the woman whispered, "but it comes with a price." She handed me a list of ingredients. My hands trembled. I was scared, no, terrified, but there was no going back. She reached into a torn leather bag and pulled out 2 items, a gray, dusty powder and a strange, glistening oil. "Rub this powder on your face before seeing men," she said. "And this oil, cover yourself with it. Every night, before the work." I nodded, numb, and we left. I'd never touched anything like this before, but I was desperate. If this meant more money, so be it. The next night, I stood in front of the mirror. My hands shook as I applied the powder and rubbed the oil across my skin. It was cold. It burned slightly. And then a shiver. It wasn't just a reaction, it felt like something entered me. That night, everything changed. Men were all over me. Handsome, rich, ugly, broken, strong. They flocked to me. I could barely keep up. I had to turn off my phone because of how many calls came in. It worked. The voodoo worked. And for 3 weeks, I lived like a queen. But beneath the surface, something sinister stirred. I began noticing strange things. My reflection, it started to shift. At first, I thought I was imagining it. But then, the image in the mirror morphed, twisting into a grotesque, demonic version of myself. The world still saw me as beautiful, but I saw what hid behind the veil. Worse, I began hearing voices, laughs. Cold, cruel, demonic laughter echoing in my room at night. I vomited blood every night before sleep. The horror, I endured it in silence. One night, I snapped. I called my friend, my voice trembling. I told her everything. She asked just one question. "Esther, have you given the old lady her share of your profits?" I froze. "Share? What share?" I stammered. "No, I didn't know."
Her voice changed.
"Then you need to go back. Now." That night, I returned to the shrine. The old woman was waiting. She didn't look surprised. She extended her hand and said coldly, 10%. That's the price. I handed her the money, thinking it would end the horror. But it got worse. Desperate, I went back again. This time, her words chilled my soul.
"You have been used."
Someone has used your destiny. My world cracked. She handed me a set of waist beads, shiny and cold to the touch. Were these during your encounters? She whispered. They are powerful. They will take the stars and destinies of the men you sleep with. They will become slaves in the spirit realm. If you meet another witch or sorcerer, the beads will turn black. Do not lie with them. Since then, I've been draining souls. I see it in their eyes. I feel it when I sleep. I've stolen so many futures. But I'm still vomiting blood, and I still cannot see my reflection. I went back to her again, weeping, begging for help. She stared at me, then spoke the most terrifying instruction I've ever heard. To end the curse, you must sleep with the dead. Spend your nights in the cemetery. My best friend is going through the same torment now. We're both at the edge, considering spending the night in a graveyard just to make it stop. But what if it only gets worse? We're searching for another priestess. Someone to break this evil.
But it's not easy.
This is our reality now. To anyone thinking of turning to voodoo to fix your life, don't. It will backfire. It will devour you. It isn't worth it. A word is enough for the wise. Thank you, and beware. You know, it's crazy how far people are willing to go for their own selfish desires. But hey, what's that old saying? You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I guess they won theirs. I mean, stealing men's destinies for money? And then, when it all backfires, trying to one-way ticket your way out of it? Yeah, that just feels snaky to me. But listen, karma is very real, and I think it's safe to say they got theirs. Still, deep down, I do hope they find their way out of the mess. Maybe.
Kinda.
A little. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this madness in the comments. I'm always hyped to read what you'll have to say. Speech balloon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell so you don't miss the next wild story coming your way. Alright, fam, I'll catch you in the next one.